Hi, today we'll break down the distribution models brands use: direct-to-consumer D2C, direct-to-distributor D2D, closed channels, and controlled selective distribution. This is a must-know topic for any entrepreneur who wants to sell branded products on marketplaces. Now, why does it matter? A brand's model determines whether you can access its products at all, what documents you'll be asked for, and how easy it will be to find the most cost-effective distributor. And the right relationship with a distributor determines whether you earn steadily or waste months for nothing. The first model is direct-to-consumer or D2C. The idea is simple. The brand sells directly to the end consumer, no intermediaries, no distributors, no resellers. The most notable recent examples are Glossier, Warby Parker, and Gymshark. These companies grew on direct sales. Benefits for the brand are obvious: full control over pricing, quality, and brand image. You own the customer base and all buyer data. You can manage marketing, build a community, and directly shape brand perception. But there are downsides. The brand carries all the load: advertising, logistics, returns, and customer service. Scaling requires sizable budgets and well-oiled processes. For a reseller, this usually means access is nearly closed. If a company chooses pure D2C, it won't authorize you and won't work with distributors. There are exceptions, of course. When a brand decides to scale and adopts a hybrid approach, it may bring on select resellers. Example, Glossier started as a pure D2C, then later partnered with Sephora and a limited set of partners. The second model is direct to distributor or D2D. Here, the brand works directly with major distributors. It sells them large lots, and distributors place products across channels: marketplaces, retail, and wholesale. This is attractive for the brand. It scales quickly and grows revenue without massive logistics and advertising spend. The downside? Loss of some control. Distributors may discount aggressively, violate pricing policy, and market prices start drifting. For sellers, D2D is the most convenient model. If you find an official distributor, you gain access to the brand. The key question is finding the partner who offers the best terms and issues proper documents. While researching this video, we found an Amazon seller forum post. A seller started working with a distributor without a contract. Shipments were delayed by a month, and the seller's accounts got penalized. After that, he started writing delivery windows and liability into the contract. The takeaway? Verify everything up front and put it in writing. The third model is closed channels. The brand limits its partner pool. It may have one exclusive distributor per region or a short list of authorized resellers. The downside for sellers is obvious. Getting into the channel is difficult. You need documents, an authorization letter, and sometimes personal connections. But once you're in, competition drops sharply. There are fewer players, prices are steadier, and margins are higher. Example: many European electronic brands work with only 2 or 3 distributors per country. In other words, there is no gray route. But if you become a partner of an official distributor, you'll get a reliable supply channel and protection from takedowns. Finally, there is controlled or selective distribution. Here, the brand not only limits partners but also legally controls sales channels. It can outright prohibit selling on marketplaces. Courts often support these restrictions as well. A well-known example of the Coty case in the European court is precisely the example of that. Coty is a luxury brand. It prohibited resellers from selling its products on Amazon. The court upheld the ban. For sellers, this signals that if a brand uses controlled distribution, you won't get into the channel without official authorization. Each model dictates your strategy. If a brand runs D2D, your key contact is the distributor. If it's D2C, don't waste time on cold emails, look for hybrid opportunities, or launch your own private label. Now, if the brand is closed, prepare documents and build relationships. Otherwise, you won't be admitted. If the brand uses controlled distribution, you won't get access without an authorization letter and a contract. That's why it's critical to study the model before you start outreach. It saves time and helps you find the best distributor for your goals. Yes, it takes time now, but it saves much more later and prevents avoidable problems. Examples back this up. Glossier, pure D2C, later hybrid. Cody, luxury and controlled distribution, the court upheld its ban. Amazon forums show how sellers get rejections when submitting documents. The reasons are procedural: invoices older than 90 days, incorrect supplier address, mismatched SKUs and UPCs, which stand for Universal Product Codes. One seller wrote that his case was auto-closed without a response. Another on Reddit said his application was rejected 3 times due to SKU errors, and only when he attached an SKU to UPC mapping table, he did get approved. The lesson? Documents must be perfect and persistent pays. What should you do if a brand's channel is closed? Listen carefully. There are several legal ways to work around the problem. First, of course, is private label. You create your own brand on top of an existing product and gain full control, pricing, range, and channels. It's a real alternative to someone else's restrictions. Many sellers on Amazon forums say this is how they build stable businesses after big brands refuse them. We also receive many requests from users to find distributors for certain Amazon products that are actually private labels, so you can become the one others request authorization from. Second, work through a distributor. Even if the brand won't deal directly with small sellers, it almost always has distributor partners. Your task is to find the most advantageous and convenient one. How you write that first email really matters. A good email to a brand or distributor looks like this. Hello, I represent company name, registered in country, operating on marketplace. We're interested in becoming an authorized reseller of brand name. We can meet MOQ and comply with MAP. Please provide the procedure and list of official distributors. Best regards, name, corporate email, phone. A poor email looks like this. Hi, I want to sell your products on Amazon. Can you give me LOA? Sent from gmail.com. The difference is quite obvious. The second email provides no company info, is sent from a personal address, and inspires no trust whatsoever. Third, appeals and correct documents. If your application is rejected, review the invoices, date, company details, contacts, SKU, which is stock keeping unit, and UPC, which is again Universal Product Code. Fix issues and resubmit. Forums are full of examples where sellers were approved on the second or third submission with proper documents. Fourth, brand registry and transparency. If the brand suffers from counterfeits, suggest joining these programs. For the brand, it's protection. For you, it's a chance to become an official partner. Fifth, hybrid models. Many companies combine D2C with select distributors. If you demonstrate readiness to follow pricing policy and maintain quality, you might get into this channel. And 6, alternative platforms. If Amazon is closed, there's eBay, Walmart, or local marketplaces. Sometimes these are even better, in fact. Less competition and softer requirements, though note that Walmart is quite demanding of sellers. All of these methods follow the rules. They are legal strategies that help you navigate restrictions and build a business. To make this work, prepare documents properly and communicate professionally. Send brand emails only from a corporate domain, again, not Gmail, Yahoo, or Hotmail. In the email, state who you are, what products you want to sell, on which platform, and how you ensure quality. Add that you will comply with pricing policy. Check invoices against this checklist. Date no older than 90 days. Full supplier details, contacts, SKUs, stock keeping unit, and UPC, which is for Universal Product Code. Signatures. Any mistake and your application will likely be closed, and if you're rejected, well, here's a simple solution. Review documents, resubmit, open a support case. If that fails, use platforms like Supply Leader. There you'll find vetted distributors and properly prepared documents, plus expertise and required licenses for distributor interactions. Now let's look at numbers. D2C gives the brand a 40 to 60% margin, but advertising and logistics can eat up to 30%. Resellers typically don't have access to this model. D2D gives a seller a 10 to 20% margin. For example, you buy an item for $80, sell it for $100, and MAP prohibits pricing below $95. Net margin ends up around 15%. Closed channels yield a steady 20 to 25%, but entry requires certification investments and minimum orders starting around $50,000. Private label requires an initial investment from about $5,000, but after reaching stable sales, margin can be 50%, and in some niches, even higher. Let's wrap this up with a quick problem solution type of recap. So make sure you take notes. Problem: Amazon rejects the application with no explanation. Solution: verify invoice date, SKUs, and address, request a corrected document, and resubmit. Problem: the distributor delays shipment and your account gets penalized. Solution: write SLA, service level agreement, and delay liability into the contract. Problem: LOA was revoked due to MAP violations. Solution: automate price monitoring and use alerts so you never drop below the minimum. Problem: the brand is fully closed. Solution: launch a private label or work with adjustment brands that have a softer policy. Sellers' mistakes are always the same. Forged documents lead to bans. Pricing policy violations lead to LOA revocation. Trying to sell luxury brands like mass market items ends in complaints and suspensions. And the most common mistake: wasting time on brands with closed schemes without realizing their policy just won't let you in. Now you have a full understanding. Brands operate under different models: D2C, D2D, closed channels, and controlled distribution. Each one of those has its own rules. For sellers, this is a tool. Study the model, choose your strategy, find the most advantageous distributors, and build long-term relationships. If you want to speed things up, Supply Leader can help you find official distributors, prepare documents, and support negotiations. Thanks for watching, and remember, all our videos are under 10 minutes and include only concrete, actionable information. Subscribe, like, and tell us in the comments which models you've encountered and what's been most challenging. In the next video, we'll break down real authorization letters and show you how to read and verify them correctly. I'm gonna be seeing you next time.